guys, welcome to PIXIENATORY, and this is the second part of the Estel creation video. If you haven't watched the first part, then do it now. There are a lot of useful information about custom dolls. In this video we will continue sewing and crafting a custom outfit. I prepared all these details before in the first part of the video, and in this video I'll put them into one piece. I'm starting with the dress. The PU material is pliable and therefore I just sew the edges together. Then I sew the darts on the bust. In the process I will do a lot of try-ons to make sure the dress is fitting. I carefully cut off protruding parts and move on to the next step. Before I sew the dress completely, I still need to hem some edges. You actually don't need to do this with PU, but it's possible. I will hide these dots later. Now I hem the top edge. Tiny clothing like that I sew mainly with my hands, for those who was interested. The sewn pattern looks good, but you can make it even better. With hair iron and a piece of cotton fabric. I put the dress details into folds of the cotton fabric. Be sure that everything lays right and start to iron the surface. After that, you can sew a dress and try it on the doll. Sits like a glove, but now it needs to be secured on the doll. With the help of metal rings and a lot of time, I will make a corset ties on the back. Results of this method looks very impressive. All you need to do is sew on the rings. Before lacing up the whole thing, I want to decorate the edges of the dress with a ribbon. Take the ribbon and threads to match. I pick the future design and make the markup. After that, I sew on the ribbon. A little tip on how to hide the end of the ribbon. Make a hole, thread the end of the ribbon under, like I do, and sew it up from the back. Now I need to sew on the straps. Firstly, measure the desired length. One end of the ribbon sew up right away. Be careful because this place is very dense and you need to make pretty an effort, but without bringing bloody sacrifices. I do this by propping up the needle on the piece of wood. Now I cut off the length of the ribbon and sew on the second end in the same way. The dress is ready and it's time to lace it up. This process is also not fast and is similar to that in Dark Butler anime. But look how wonderful it is. Tie a bow and here we go. For this dress I want to make simple 3-leveled harness. Assemble all the details in the lattice and sew on the rings. Trim 2 long ends of the ribbons and sew rings from the other side. We get such cuteness as a result. This is how harness looks on the doll. I really like this kind of garments. Thanks to Chikyuu for inspiration. Now I'll take care of the skirt. I compile the fabric folds on the thread and sew up. For puffiness I make 2 layers and stitch them together. The finished skirt is sewn to the harness. With piece of fabric I hide all the roughness and make beautiful waistline. And now I sew this skirt to the harness. She will firmly hold on the doll's waist and delight the eye. I like how it turned out. It looks like a delicate flower bud or a sunset cloud. Finishing the look with some trivia in the form of nail art rivets. I glue them on with the super glue. Now to shoes. As usual, the first thing I do is I hem the edges on the details. After that I sew the stocking along the length, without sewing the sole area. Prepare both stockings. Now I need to prepare shoes for the next step. I take a matte varnish and cover the entire surface of the shoe with it. Then I take white acrylic paint and cover shoe with it in several layers. It doesn't matter if surface is uneven, the main thing is to make the shoes completely white. Now I need to sew the details that I have prepared in advance. Those are the smallest wings. I sew them on the stocking. Then I glue wings halves together. The inside of this fabric is not as white as the front side, so I paint over the showing parts with the white acrylic. Time to attach stockings with the shoes. I will glue the stocking to the platform of the shoe. Something like this. To do this, I roll the bottom end of the stocking up and smear the platform of the shoe with glue. Smudge the glue and then pull the stocking on the platform down. You need to work quickly and try not to get everything dirty. Sticking edges I trim with scissors. In process I decided that pair of extra soles are needed. Firstly I make a paper sole and then transfer the pattern to the fabric. Like this. And glue the details to the soles. And now it's done. Something is still missing here. I'll glue the bottom of the platform with a cute white ribbon. Cut 2 ribbons of the required length. Then glue these pieces to the shoes. Now I'm finally satisfied with everything. Final touches. Glue some heart-shaped metallic rivets on. I added a couple more bows and that's it about the shoes. Moving on to the back wings. I will sew up together all wings parts to each other, starting with the largest and further smaller. I paint the inside part with the white acrylic, as I did before with the wings on the shoes. To make nice hole to the wings, I make a solid mount for them. It will look like a backpack. I make 2 pieces for both sides and cut off the straps from the elastic transparent cord. I measure the length of the straps so that they touch the center of the back and cut off. In PU base, I make 3 holes for the straps with bolt needle. Now I thread the straps into the holes like that. I heat up the edges of the cord and fuse them together. Do not repeat this method after me if you're not skilled enough. My hands are like Terminator's chest, nothing can take them. If you want to make a try, then only at your own peril and risk. So we got the backpack I was talking about. In conclusion, I pull the straps to the front and hide the knots at the inside. Trying on the mount on the doll. Seems like everything sits as it should. Now need to hide all the insides. Everything is simple here. I grid the insides with glue and put a piece of fabric cut out in the same shape. The mount is ready, only sewing it to the wings left. Sew on a ribbon bow and glue a rivet. Wings are done. I make pair of bracelets from the smallest wings. All you need to do is glue the edges, leaving the wrist holes intact and letting them dry. To top it off, I'll decorate the bracelets with rivets on both sides. I wanted to add more details to the look and I chose the key as an accessory. I decorated it with ribbon before, but that's not all. For making it cuter, firstly I hung a line of rings on it. And yeah, back then I hadn't had any pliers and I was trying my best as I could. All that is missing here is the holder, and now I will make it. I twist the wire like a bracelet. Remember I said that I was trying my best? So, those were difficult times. I attached bracelet to the chain on the key and now doll can wear it on her tiny wrist. This is how the finished key looks on the hand. For the final accessory, we need a hard plastic cord. With the lighter and hands, I bend the cord into square shape of some kind. Later, it will be served as the base to which the halo will be attached. From the same cord, I make the base of the halo. To hold the edges, I use UV resin and glue two ends of the cord into a ring with it. Same way I attach holder piece to the halo. I want to decorate the halo with rivets to suit outfit, and here is how I do it. The process requires precision and time, so I cannot show it fully. The rivets must sit firmly on the ring. That's how halo with all the rivets looks. Not very neat at the moment, but I'll fix it a bit later. After trying on a halo, you need to insert it into a wig. At the selected point, I make a tiny hole. The leg of the halo will later stand there. I stick the leg through the hole and now I need to seal it. With a small piece of fabric tissue and superglue, I secure the base of the leg inside the wig. I want to hide all the roughness on the ring. With pink colored UV resin, I fill the rivets from the inside and let liquid harden. All details of the look are completed, and here is she, the finished Estel. Thank you for watching. If you want to make an outfit like this, visit my Etsy shop and check out patterns I make. Please like, subscribe to my channel, there are a lot of cool customizations ahead. Have a nice day, guys. Bye!